Hello, this is Ted12. Welcome to my channel. Today we got a video about SSTOs. And not just any SSTO. We have a video about Super Heavy, a Super Heavy SSTO. One that can lift about more than 290 tons on low Kerbin orbit, and maybe not so low actually. This is it, Super Heavy SSTO 1.6, or as I like to call her, Bumblehawk. Yeah, isn't she a beauty? So this is it. It's not hard actually to build one, but it took me a lot of time testing this one to make it as good as it is, and you're gonna see how good it is in just a little while. So without further ado, let's fly this bird. And here we are on the runway. As you can see, she has 5 engine clusters, 9 engines each. That makes a lot of engines. Oh, that's me playing around with camera tools. Yeah, I'm new to those things, and yeah. As you can see, she flies very well. And you will notice, the one in the know, that she doesn't have that hiccup around transonic to low supersonic speed. She just goes. No problem at all. It's a wonderful day. Kerbin, perfect day for very nice flight. She's picking up speed really nicely and quite fast. The thrust to weight ratio has already exceeded 236 this time, and yeah, she flies really easily. You just, as you probably saw, I just pointed at 5 degrees over the horizon, and I'm just letting her go. I'm not touching the controls at all, with SAS instability, of course. Aim towards the moon. Even if you miss, you will land among the stars. I'm not the same. I'm not touching anything. I'm not even manually gonna switch mode to close sun. The rapiers. Letting her fly. SSTOs, especially heavy, super heavy SSTOs like this one, tend to be very finicky. While flying, this one is perfectly balanced, very easy to fly, very efficient too, as you're gonna see. She's so beautiful, and it's a beautiful day. Kerbin looks so beautiful, and I didn't want to put this ascent hanging fast forward. It's nice just to be able to pause, look your ships fly. As you can see, we're not aiming for the barely minimum 70 kilometers above sea level. I was aiming for 100, a circular 100, but didn't pay very much attention, so I got a bit higher, with plenty of delta V to spare. Plenty of, really. I don't know how high I can get this cargo and land this bird back home. Beautiful. Just beautiful. In case you're wondering, this is not the stock visual KSP experience, but I'm gonna put the link, my visual enhancements, down below in the description. Here I'm just creating a maneuver node to circularize, but it didn't help me a lot because for some reason the burn time was wrong, and it messed my perfect circularization. You see, it says burn time 46 seconds, which is totally wrong. But I started my burn having this in mind. You know, half of it, 23 seconds before the node reaches zero. So minus 23 seconds, plus 23 seconds. If it was a 36 seconds burn, that would be perfect. But as you can see, instead of 46, it was like something like, I don't know, 16. And yeah, that didn't help me achieve a perfect circular orbit, but it was good enough. Now I time warped into the light, into day again, so that we can see the payload, which is of course behind the fairing, bumblebee themed fairing. And we're going to release our payload now. And that's it. Fairing is gone. Perfect split, 2 parts. And this is the payload. Oh, wrong button here. As you can see, it's the biggest fuel tank in the game, plus an extra. And yeah, the separatrons fire as soon as it undocks, to help the separation of the two crafts. This is a craft on its own, actually. It's got RCS, and that's its mass. 293 tons plus change. Full of fuel. And just showing here exactly what I got on it. Full of docking ports of all sizes. A reaction wheel, battery, and a robotic unit to control it. It could be a part of a space station, or at least a fuel station in the future, or on its own. It is actually a fuel station, a gas station, an orbital gas station, as it is. Now we're gonna get back to our ship, and we're going to conclude our journey by landing it, hopefully, back in KSC. And there she is, my Bumblehawk. The hawk part comes from the talons that she got. Oh, yes, before we do the re-entry burn, we need to do some preparation by filling up the front fuel tanks in order to push the center of mass forward for stability reasons. And that's what I'm doing here. It's a bit of a manual thing, but it's alright. Maybe it's my fault if I just adjust the fuel priorities. I shouldn't have to do that. But I thought of that before, but I wanted it to be balanced while going up. I wanted her to be balanced while going up. So now we're gonna burn retrograde above this huge crater that you see here, which is approximately the right spot of doing so in order to land back at KSC, Kerbal Space Centre. You see that peninsula? That's supposed to be the optimal spot for it. And yeah, we turn we already did our burn. And as you can see, we set our periapsis at 7 kilometers. and we begin our descent into the atmosphere. Our aerobraking and hopefully our uneventful landing. Hopefully. Yep, we're already inside the atmosphere. Oh, right now, because it was a bit nose heavy, I tried to balance it out, but without any visual clues of where the center of mass actually is, it's really hard to do so. Still, I just didn't want it to go nose down. Yeah, I know she doesn't look as good without her payload and cute fairing, but she's a very nice craft. A very nice craft to fly. And it's still beautiful. Oh, we're trying to get back to the runway, the main runway, to land. Or at least that's the plan. Have I ever mentioned that I suck at landings? Or that landings are usually too hard? Yeah, if it's the same thing, I don't know. But I am still not very good at landing things. Everything's holding up. Everything's nominal. Those clouds look really beautiful, but it's a pain to see through them. Even on the map screen, you see the whole planet. It's really a pain. And at some point, you're gonna see that I'm gonna fly totally blind. It happened on the ascent phase as well, but yeah. This time I just spotted, just before I spotted where the KSC actually is, and I overshot it a bit. So I'm making a 180, turn back and land from the sea. Yeah. That is the color of the sun at dusk, because it's dusk. It's almost nighttime here at KSC. That looks pretty good, but it still doesn't help me land. And disclosure here, I kind of botched my first landing, so I reloaded here. Actually, I kind of botched my first 2 attempts. But anyway. Did I say that landing is hard? It is. For me at least. And no, I didn't wanna do 20 takes in order to nail the perfect landing. Just doing my best. Right here to land. I needed some speed because I was falling, so I just turned on the engines, which still got more than 6500 of delta V in air breathing mode. And I'm approaching. Yeah. Easy now. Gears down. Almost there. And touchdown a bit crooked. Braking hard, and yep. Ta-da! After this, almost 360. Yeah, I finally stopped. No harm done. I landed on the runway, and I'm going to recover the vessel on the runway. Perfect landing, and I'll hear none of the opposite. And that's it. Mission successful. Just turning off the engines, an old habit of mine. This is TED12. I hope you liked this video. If you liked what you saw, give me a like, give it a like, and consider subscribing to my channels because there are many more interesting videos to come. And that's a promise. Till next time, have a good one.